How's it going, guys? This is Avollon, and welcome back to Avollon's World. We are over at the Ocean Monument, the Royal Palace, which is the first project we built after coming to this world from the original one. And I said I was going to do the interiors when 1.16 came out, and it is now 1.18. Yeah, a little late. But I never really had a point to be honest, because you rarely come over here, let alone inside the actual thing. I'm always up in the fancy tower. So today, I'm going to focus on getting the interiors of this place fancied up. So when you come in, it's a big, boom, fancy room, bunch of different floors, and then at the very top up here, we're going to have the throne, because this is actually technically above sea level here, which means mobs can spawn up here, but everywhere below this, mobs can't spawn. We just can't use water because the guardians will spawn. So we're given some pretty interesting options that we can use with lighting and whatnot. And more so back prior to 1. Was it 1.17 or 1.18 that changed the mob spawning? I think it was 1.18 to be honest. But yeah. Anyways, as you can see, I did this when I was originally planning to do the interiors. So I got to replicate these floor designs across the entire back section and the other side before I can even start decorating them. So, guess I got some floors to put in place. Alright, so I'm officially done with the floors and got things symmetrical here. All 3 floors, technically 4 if you want to count this as a floor, but it's going to be mostly cut off for the throne room and the overall front entrance here. We also made a bat farm too, because these guys are pesky and annoying, and that is why I'm going to light up the area as best as I can. But overall, I like the feel that this place has right now. Now it's just a matter of decorating these rooms. I've went ahead and separated them with walls and whatnot. So I believe, if I look at my notes here, this one will be the dining hall, and back there the kitchen, and then over there will be the food storage and whatnot. Continuing upwards and whatnot, I'm not going to go through all of them, you'll see them eventually. But I do have this wall here and that up there, which needs worked on. I'm thinking of putting like a giant guardian up there, not quite sure yet. Might not get to that today, might, who knows, but my main focus right now is getting the interiors done and making this grand entry hall look a little bit better, because I want to put a guardian carpet down at the very least, add some color into here, because I did use the shroom lights to start bringing in some orange. And it's very difficult to get some lighting in here. I was concerned if it was going to affect the Guardian farm, and as far as I can tell, I mean, you can see the Guardians behind me, they don't actually get affected by light, which I would assume is the case, because there's sea lanterns in the actual Guardian temple. They're actually attracted to it, I read on the wiki, so I put some sea lanterns there so they would try to go towards the center more. I haven't noticed any downsides to the farms so far by putting these lights here, so we're gonna assume that it works, and we'll go from there. So yeah, let's get working on these interiors. Say, you hungry? Let's go to the dining room, shall we? I like it. Turned out pretty good. I used some of the invisible item frames, which you can actually do with the statues book, and some armor stand stuff. They get some honey bottles. I guess I could have used some potions and whatnot, some flower pots for cups, the heavy weighted pressure plates for plates and whatnot. Yeah, we got a nice table, we got food on it, some decorations, and overall looks pretty good. So, on to the kitchen. We need to make the food somehow, right? Alright, time to make the food. Oop, that's my inventory. We open it up. We are greeted with a rather big kitchen. I feel like I made it a little too big, gave myself too much space. Probably could have dealt with just like this size room, but I made the most of it, I think. I don't know if I'm 100% satisfied with it. There are some things that I might change, but I think overall, for a Minecraft kitchen, on how you make food in the game, this gets the job done. I mean, we've got the weighted pressure plates and the flower pots everywhere. We've got storage, and, you know, we've got the items being cooked in the furnaces on top of them, whatever you want to call it. Same with the smokers over here. Cauldrons to represent sinks and whatnot. Barrels to store the stuff in. you know, I think it gets the job done overall. That is a flower pot, by the way. It's not 3D. Thought it looked better, but then same thing with the kitchen, the chicken over there. Same words, close enough. The armor stands kind of in the wall, I think, so it makes it dark, but oh well. The main general premise of this is going to be the food storage over here, which I feel like is way too big too, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You bring the food storage in here, you can divvy it up, cut it up, etc. It's a little bit of storage. Over here we've got like recipes and recipe books and different herbs and spices probably. The sink where you wash all the dishes, a table or two for preparing the foods, getting them on the plate, making them look good because this is a royal palace. It needs to be fancy, I tell you, yes. Then over here we got a little bit of you know, comes off the stove, goes right on the thing, then go over to one of the, I guess, three tables over here to get made up, and yeah, it does that. Because it's a weighted pressure plate, it automatically breaks it because it puts the trapdoor down and up again, but hopefully no bats come in here. I haven't seen any in this room or this room, so the light level should be high enough. And then we got another smoking station over here with some counter space and some cabinets to store some stuff. So yeah, let's go build a storage room for the food. Yeah, definitely. And now we got storage. I tried to divvy it up a little bit. It's kind of open. It's a big room, again, like the kitchen. I think it's actually the same size, I want to say. At least by the looks of it, it seems like it's the same size. But over here, we've got kind of like a bunch of storage, a bunch of extra bits and bobs. You know, you got extra furnaces and smokers and different cauldrons, chests to store items in, barrels, wheelbarrows. I brought those over because I figured you want to like put some hay or some pumpkins and melons in there, even though Minecraft you can carry literally anything in your pockets. But we got a little bit of hay, which that is, yeah, hay bale. For a second there I thought that's not what they were called, but we got some hay stored up over here, some more books storing recipes and whatnot, barrels, could be barrels of liquids too, for all we know. A little table, the melon and pumpkin storage, and over here we got some crates of some stuff that came in, because you know, this is kind of like the main floor here, so this would be where all the stuff just kind of gets stashed here and then gets divvied up between the floors, kind of. We use these lights over there in the dining room, which one of the things I do like about this is we keep this wall open. I have more than enough room in this room that I could place a wall here and decorate it if I wanted to, but keeping it open allows you to see off into the other rooms and just see what's going on. Theoretically speaking, that's not a thing that should be a thing, but it's a cool little build detail. I hope the lights... Nope, never mind, they're not good enough. It's not good enough. I was gonna say, I hope they're good enough, but that bat wasn't here a second ago, so I need to figure out where that is and get rid of the bats, because, no bats. But yeah, that's the food storage room. What I want to do next is get this corridor, the grand entryway done. At least the floor, so nothing can spawn on the floor here. Talking about you bats. Okay, I think I might have fixed the lighting with the bat problem. I don't know the exact spawning mechanics of bats, but I think it's bright enough in here so they don't spawn. I don't even know where the bat that was in here went. And speaking of the store, as I just, you know, do that, this is heavily inspired by I believe it was Pearlescent Moon who did this on Hermitcraft Season 7, and then Impulse did it on Hermitcraft Season 8. Very nice door design, and it fits this perfectly because we needed a big door, and these are about the only doors and trapdoors that go together in this sense. I mean, you could do it with some other ones, but these ones work the best, and they fit the theme for what I'm working with, so it's inspired by them. Can you tell I was AFK in the area? I come through the portal. Nothing can spawn in this hub, right? There's at least like a dozen pigmen just chilling here. I mean, I did AFK for like a whole day and a half because I ran out of Prismarine, but yeah, now we got some friends in the Nether Hub. That's cool. Okay, the front entrance, Grand Hall, whatever you want to call it, is looking a little better. We moved my chest monster into the actual storage room over here because I figured that kind of just makes sense to put it in here. It fits. It's the storage hall. So we added this carpet, brings in the orange, really pops, and we've been I don't know if you guys have noticed, I don't even know if I mentioned this, but I put trees here, and they kind of just sit in the background. I put the plants in over here, just to fill in a space. Here is where we're going to put something, or we're going to have a giant chandelier, or one of the two. Not quite sure on that yet, gotta think on it. And I also gotta figure out how bats spawn, because I'm still seeing some bats, but they could be from the top layer as well. I have not seen any bats in any of the other rooms yet. Not that I can see, at least. And I'm trying to eliminate them, because bats are the bane of my existence. Dang you, Batman. But anyways, I put some glass here, because this is actually where the Guardians go up, and the elevator's right there. So I thought it'd be cool to see, and, you know, just watch Guardians get pushed through and up to their inevitable death. You know, this is a Guardian farm, first and foremost. I think that's how you say it. What are you doing back there? He's just chilling. They're all watching me. But anyways, yeah. Now we can move on to the second and third, and then the throne room. We still got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to stop talking. So, what do you think's behind door number 1 on floor 2? Nothing. I didn't get to this part yet. This is going to be the war room, but I have done the other 2 rooms on this floor, and those are the guard barracks and the royal armory, or the armory, I guess you could just call it. I don't know, it's going to be like the royal guards, so they need a place to sleep, and they need a place to store their equipment and their gear, and this is it. I could use diamonds. I have a lot of iron, so I just used iron, but we got swords and axes on tool racks. We've got a bunch of storage that they can store whatever, you know, whatever they would want. We got armor stands here for the guards' armor. Most of it is iron, some of it's diamond, you know. I have diamonds, but I want to keep them. Alright, I have double chest upon double chest of iron, so, you know, we're just going to use it. It's not like I'll be looking at this every day. You know, we got storage, you know, barrels, etc. Nothing too fancy. It gets the job done. And you got a bell to warn or to signal the guards that, hey, battle stations, you know. Coming over into this room, this is the barracks. Again, another very plain and basic room. Nothing fancy going on. We got a little plant thing with the what are you called? The twisting vines. I was calling the warped vines because that's what the biome is called. But no. I go on that ram every single time. Anyways, I think there's like 20 or so odd beds, and I used the light blue wool instead of the cyan to throw in another color, or should I say another shade of blue, technically speaking, because there's like 5 or 6 different shades of blue right now, so why not more? We got a trident over here as like a guard just threw it down and set their weapons and stuff here, and, you know, went and relaxed, a little study. Nothing too fancy. Out on the catwalks over here, I guess is what you could call it, I added some candles to help light it up a little bit more. There's still bats, and I do not know where they're spawning, and I hope it's not in this front area, because I have no idea where they would be spawning. If anybody knows how bats spawn, please let me know so I can get rid of them. I hate them. Anyways, onto the war room. So, I realized that this is taking a lot longer than I had originally intended it to. It is the weekend before 1.19 releases, and I had originally planned to get this done Memorial Day weekend, but then I got sick, so, you know, woohoo. Great for me. But I am hell-bent on finishing this episode before 1.19 comes out. Not that that really, you know, drives me forward. I want to get this done anyway, because it's been meaning to be done for years now. Anyways, I did the wall art here, I guess is what you could say. I'm leaving that there because it technically continues the pattern. I could get rid of it. I'm going to leave it there. But it's just a guardian face and 2 orange tridents. It fills in the spot and adds some color to the wall. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too elaborate. I was going to go for some fancy like Jag eyes that Captain Rex has, but that would have taken way too long, and to get the angles right and everything. Oh, don't even get me started. So, I did also finish the whole room. Very simplistic, very blue. I will say, very blue. This entire place is blue, but it is just essentially a meeting room. And there's 2 maps here. They're the exact same maps. This one is locked. So when we update the world to 1.19, all this terrain around it should pretty much be oceans, I believe. So that'll be the one that we constantly update and expand upon and whatnot. We might have to make this area bigger once we come back over here if we do more stuff on the outside of the monument. But this one will remain a kind of monument to the monument. No pun intended, or, whatever. It'll just kind of serve as a piece of history. Now, I have started the 3rd floor. I have to finish the last 2 rooms, but I did the one big section. I have one big section, one small section left. These are like the handmaiden bedrooms, essentially speaking, because I'm pulling a lot of inspiration on how this royal keep works from Queen Amidala from Star Wars. I was reading those books. I think it's like Queen's Peril and Queen's Hope or something, where it goes over Padme Amidala's journey and being queen of Naboo, and then being queen of Naboo during episode 1, and etc. And she has these handmaidens that do all the fancy stuff with her makeup and the fancy hairs and dresses and whatnot that the queen of Naboo wears. So I figured this kind of would be like handmaiden quarters, and I think we have 6 of the smaller rooms. Oh, gotta open that door, you gotta see in it. All of them are different. They're laid out pretty much the same. And then there's 2 bigger rooms here, just kind of little things. And it kind of was a lot easier to do this room, placing a whole bunch of walls down instead of, doing one big room. And that's kind of what I'm going to try to do for this room over here, because this is going to be kind of like a study library type thing, and the closet for the queen that's going to be up in the throne room right above us. So let me get started on that, shall we? I can officially say my interior creativity is running on empty. But thankfully, the throne room, I have a pretty simple idea for. It's literally going to be trees in a throne room. Not much interiors. But those are the candles I hear. Jeez, they're quite loud, to be honest. We got the royal bedroom. It is a bedroom meant for the queen. There's not really much I thought that I could put in here, because this is the closet, and we have a study, so I just gave a little desk and some chairs. I used coral, and there is water behind here with stairs, so guardians will not spawn. The coral fans, or whatever these things are called, are they the fans? The fans, they don't stay alive if they're attached to a coral block with water. They have to be in water or touching water. A little disappointing there, but kind of just filled in some empty spaces with some bookshelves and different, end tables. And here's the master bed, I guess, whatever. I could make a fancier bed with wool and whatnot, now that I think of it, but this gets the job done, I'd say. We got the desk, we got a beacon as a lamp. I wanted to use the beacons as lamps. I think I have like 16 or so odd ones. This is just a random support pillar that kind of is like a feature art. Same with the coral there. It's kind of like art, stuff that's harder to come by. Goes in the royal bedroom. This is the closet slash getting ready room. I really don't know what it's called, to be honest, because I don't ever use it. So yeah, I'm not up to terms with my royal stuff here, but I tried to incorporate some type of closet, but more of like a Minecraft style one, because this is still Minecraft. Doesn't have to be realistic, so you can store the outfits and armor and different bits in chests, and on armor stands you got 2 benches or seats or whatever here, a little changing area that you can go in and change where the other people would stay off on the side, a place where you can do your hair and makeup, I guess. I used the Elder Guardian heads here to kind of add a little bit of different color and decoration. And then we've got the study slash library, which is really just a library because there's nowhere to sit, now that I think of it. But it's fine being just a library, and I found this out today accidentally. Candles can float. They don't need a supporting block. So floating candles makes it look like a magical library, and thus I ran out of end rods, so I'm resorting to using sea lanterns, even though there's end rods up there. If I were to just, I gotta take them down to build the throne room. could have used them, but I like this, how this looks. I think this is level 30 enchant, not entirely sure, but it's a nice little library, you know, royal library. Got the closet changing area and the royal bedroom. So enough talking, on to throne room. And just like that, it's done. And that was a squid. Did you see that? Anyways, here's the throne room. Flexing a little bit with the beacons, but they emit light and it looks pretty cool. Now up here at this level, mobs can spawn, but because of the new spawning mechanics, I don't have to worry about it. Down here they can't, to my current knowledge. However, I did see a creeper in here. Where he spawned, couldn't tell you. But coming through, where we would come through the main entrance here, we've got a tree. Woohoo. And I completely forgot I brought some azalea freaking bushes over here. So I put a couple bushes, bring some greenery into here, because there's a lot of blue and cyan, but not a lot of green. There's also orange, but you know, I mean, we got some green. All right, that's green, greenish blue, but that's green, bright green. Anyways, stop talking about green. This is right above the Guardian farm itself. Like, this is the block right here. You can swim down in there. I don't know if it'll affect the spawning of them. I honestly forget the spawning mechanics of Guardians, but hey, if it impacts it a little bit, I like how this looks. So, you got the throne over here, which doesn't look half bad. It's not like, you know, wow, that looks amazing. It's just kind of there. You just kind of, you know, will sit here and do whatever royal people do. I don't know. But overall, I like it. And you might notice there's copper. Copper kind of fits the orange color, but over time it will oxidize into the bluish copper. So I have some over here too. I brought copper because I wanted to use it, because I haven't used copper too much, and yeah, I didn't use it. But anyways, guys, that will do it for today's episode, and that will do it for 1.18, because I will not be making any more episodes in this release. I will be making the next episode in the 1.19, the Wild Updates, where we will practically reset every surrounding chunk next to our base in this ocean monument and everything, and I'm going to be getting rid of the Trident farm and the Coral Reef farm, so that I don't have to worry about that tunnel in the Nether Hub. Thank God. And then we can redo those projects closer to the base, because there's a coral reef right next to it. So I'm kind of really excited, more or less, for the new terrain at my base than the actual update itself. But I do have a lot of videos planned out for 1.19 as soon as it drops. You know, we've got the mangrove swamp and all those new blocks, the mud blocks, etc. Expect an episode out on just the Deep Dark itself, because that is in and amongst an adventure that will definitely require its own episode. So once 1.18 comes out on June 7th, I'm pretty sure, yep, June 7th, Tuesday, I expect episodes out pretty shortly after that. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, which was mostly just me talking about what I was building, please leave a like. This was a lot. I may have bit off more than I can chew. If you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an upload. And without further ado, guys, I'll catch you in 1.19. Farewell.